Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Brownie again from the Young Zings, and today we have some very, very big news that came out of Konami today. The newest Forbidden Limited list has finally been posted, actually, much to everyone's surprise. I personally thought that the list would come middle of November or end of November, but we got it today, October 29th, 2015. It'll be effective November 9th, 2015. I have already seen the list. I saw it probably about 1 p.m. today, like right around when it came out. It's good, but for those of you who don't see it, we'll go by it one by one. So as you can see right away, the first card banned is Apocalypse Towers Killer, the infamous Killer. He is now banned. That's pretty harsh. It didn't really need to be banned. Like they should have just hit Scout if Clee was a problem. Because like if you hit Scout, then Clee isn't a problem because you MC Scout, you win. But no, so yeah, he's dead. What else? Oh, we got Strit, Strategist of the Necros, put to 0. They banned Strit. Wow, that's actually really surprising that they banned Strit. Um, that's pretty big actually. Um, if the in combination with other Necros hits, the Shrit ban is pretty big actually because it means takes a lot of the life out of Necros. It's gonna make it like it has to rely a lot now on the Perform Mages and in order to summon Valk, so it's gonna be like really Valk Turbo now. But this is what the OCG didn't have. The OCG survived OCG Necros with like one Brio, one Unicore, one Cycle survived for a while, but they had three shit for a while, but now 0 shit over here. That's pretty big. Next, oh god, they they banned constructs. No, no, that sucks. This is shocking. I can't believe they banned construct. A limit I wouldn't have been surprised with, but a straight up 3-0 ban. Banned they banned construct. I remember like when construct was banned in the OCG, we were looking at it like, dude, they banned construct. Like you're not allowed to play him anymore. And look, we're not allowed to play him anymore. He's too good. Um, yeah, this is huge. Dolls die. It's going to be rough. We'll go and look at the other rest of the list, and you'll see. They banned Evil Storm Exciton Knight. That was okay. That was surprising. Some of these, I knew the Necros hit, the Towers hit. It surprised me, but it's not like that hard to wrap your head around. I think they're trying to just appease the players with that. With Shrit, that was a balance thing. With Contract, that might have been just a balancing. With Exciton, that was really surprising. But it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that they just want to push pendulums. That's not like dishonest or anything. I'm not surprised that they want to push pendulums, and I don't think it's really that big of a deal. It's just that's just the route they went with it. That's just kind of big that they 3-0 Exxon gone. So Lava Chain is still here. Shockmaster still here. Wow. And that is all for the bans. Onto the limiteds, we have Cliffort Scout limited to 1. So this in combination with Towers is what I like to call good old overkill. Klee's dead. Klee is dead with just 1 scout. Klee is so dead with just 1 scout. And with Towers to 0, it's not. Klee is so far from ever seeing the light of day unless this card ever moves up. And if it doesn't, or unless they get more support, then no Klee. So rip in pieces. Next, they limited Graph, Malbrink with the Burning Abyss. This is one of their ways they decided to go out dealing with Burning Abyss. We got Mathematician limited to 1. This is justified. A lot of people initially when they found out that Mathematician was limited, a lot of people were kind of upset about it. They thought it was kind of unfair to the decks that weren't abusing it. But the problem I have with Mathematician, I have with generic cards in general, along with the generic card that's also down below, is I feel like having a lot of generic cards legal that are just like so good, they kind of increase the power of top tier decks unnecessarily and make them harder to deal with on the ban list. Like Mathematician, just it's a it's a foolish for level 4 lowers, which is like really all you need to get, and then it gets a +1 when it dies by battle. That's kind of big. It's it was really splashable. It was really generic. It foolishes that one like why was mathematician at 3, especially when he dies, you could draw a card. It's I probably would have kept him at 3. He wasn't that big a deal, but it's not unjustified, really. But let's go forward. For Necroz, the rest of Necroz's hits, they limited Brionic from 2 to 1, and then Unicorn is finally at 1. Oh my gosh. Uh, 1 Unicorn, 1 Brio, 0 Shred. Necroz is still viable. It's it's still viable, especially with 4 mages. Valk Turbo is still like a viable engine, but Unicorn took way too long to go to 1. Like in the last list when they unbanned Trishula, I felt like that if they had limited Unicorn, the list would have been perfect. But Unicorn were just too. It was too much of a problem. I felt like the last format. If they had limited Unicorn in the last list, it would have been a much better format. It was still like wasn't that bad anyway. And then this one, okay, this one I have a problem with. Virtual Beast Ulti Conhawk. That was no. What that was bad. Virtual Beasts weren't doing anything. They had like they had like 2 or 3 tops at Nats. I think like Drill Winston and Sigil Moto, they got like 2 out of the top 8, but like that's it. On the regional level, they were doing like okay. But on the YCS level, they got like a 1 top out of 32, like off enough. Virtual Beasts weren't doing anything, and you limited Conhawk. What are you thinking? But like it's not that bad actually. You only need 1 Conahawk most of the times, but it just means that if it gets warninged or it dies and like you can't really like get it back. We actually like it's. I don't think you can get it back. It's actually really hard. Yeah, you really can't get it back. Um, it's really tough. You have to hard draw a lot of your cards. This hit was unjustified. It's not that big a deal actually. Virtual Beast can still play, but that was unnecessary. I don't know why they did that. They limited El Shaddoll Fusion. The other should all hit. Now, guys, we have 0 constructs, 1 El Shaddoll Fusion, and 1 mathematician. Shaddoll is, unfortunately, ceremoniously publicly executed before the jury. That's rough. The deck is so dead. I'll be honest, I was expecting 1 El Shaddoll. I was expecting El Shaddoll to 1, and that was it. Or El Shaddoll to 1, Construct to 1, and that would have been fine. But putting El Shaddoll to 1, Construct to 0, and Mathematician to 1, that deck is so destroyed, and I'm super, super hurt. I remember I played Infernity for a while, and I got my first invite with Infernity in like September of last year, and I love that deck so much. And then they killed it in the October list by putting Archfiend and Soul Charge to 1. And Archfiend's still, I don't know why Archfiend is still on here. What the heck, Konami? But I mean, oh well. This is kind of like that where like I just got my invite with this deck and they just killed it. That was kind of annoying, but oh well, that's the way it is. They limited reinforcing the army. This is a kind of a mathematician. Um, this you could argue that there are no more limited cards. You could argue that this was a hit just to Tyrannite because they won Worlds, but this card just kind of needs to get hit in general. This card at 3 is kind of dumb. Kind of for the same reason I thought Mathematician at 3 was dumb. It's just so generic. So like anytime there's a new warrior deck, literally what happens is okay, there's this new warrior deck. What am I going to play? Well, I'm going to play 3 reinforcing army, then 3 of all the other cards. I thought that was kind of I don't know. That makes the decks like a lot more powerful than originally intended. And yeah, like they should work around it, but you can't because like there's so much searching in the game. This just doesn't help. By having more archetype specific searchers, decks are easier to deal with on the list and easier to counter within specific decks. I'm fine with this. I think Rhoda should have gone to 1. I thought it was justified. I guess it's a good hit to Saturnight. Good enough. I don't really worry about it too much. Tarnite is still fine. No, I mean they limited Everall Terror deck is fine. It's gonna live. Semi-limited. They limited Seer. That's fine. That's not too bad. Seer and Graph in combination, that's not too bad. It's not good. It's actually pretty hefty. It takes the grind game a lot out of the deck, but it can still. I mean, it's probably going to abuse Fire Lake more. I feel like I'm not actually that well versed in playing Burning Abyss. I've played a good amount, but I'm not a big expert on it. But I think the deck is certainly still playable. It's just going to be less dorky. I feel like. I mean, that's kind of the problem with BA for a long time. It's just kind of dorky. They just got their effects when they discard for cost. It's like, are you serious? It's dorky, but yeah, this is fine. We can. It's workable with BA players. I wouldn't lose too much sleep over it. I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised they didn't hit you harder. I'm surprised they didn't limit this card too. If they were going to limit anything, it was Searing Graph. Like they weren't going to limit Dante. That's too much. If the unlimited Cattle Sorcerer, Legendary Samurai Shien, Spellbook of Fate, Gear Gear Gear. I guess the most notable one would be Spellbook of Fate and Gear Gear Gear. Gear 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 is actually pretty good. I remember like I was pretty upset when that card's at 3 playing that format. It was a one card rank 4, but I mean we still. Oh yo, they didn't limit Instant Fusion. Oh dang, Node and Instant Fusion, they're still at 3 guys. Oh no, that's pretty nuts. All right. Spellbook of Fate's pretty. It's. I mean, Spellbook still suck, but I mean, it's good. I'm glad they got it. I'm glad some people wanted Spellbook of Judgment unbanned, but no, that card's gonna stay banned. So that's the November list, effective November 9th. Came out 10 days, 12 days before. No. It's this list is okay. I'll be honest. I'm really salty about the construct, the Exton, the L Fusion hit. Mathematician, I'm not salty about because actually I thought it was justified, even though it hurt me. I love Shadal, and I was just really upset to see it not just hit, but just obliterated. The deck is unplayable now. You cannot play Shadal. I dare you. That card's still playable. That card's actually still playable. It's not going to be top tier, I don't think, because they banned Trit. It's not going to be top tier. But with Valk still at 3 and 4 mages still like a really good engine, I still feel like Necroz is going to be pretty good. It just sucks against Pendulum decks. So I feel like they're not gonna be in for much longer, but they're still in. We're probably gonna make a separate video about Exton. Exton is it's a full yeah, that's a full discussion in itself. That was probably the most interesting hit. But yeah, rip dolls. Everything else is pretty good. I guess other stuff they should have hit. They should have banned Mao, but they weren't going to. The Tower Knight Ptolemaeus, I call him Mao, is essentially what he is. Um, they should have banned him, but I mean, they're trying to push Infinity, so I'm not surprised. Otherwise, the list was good. This list is actually really good. They dealt with the problems directly. They didn't really dance around it like with the last few lists. With like um, what did they do? They didn't really. Oh yeah, they banned. They put Super Holiday Edition to 1 and then banned it in the list after as their hit to Shadal, and they're like, that's not a hit, guys. Like Shadal was still really really good, but now they actually now they went after the deck. So I'm upset this card's I want, but oh well. That's the list, guys. Let me know what you think. What cards do you think should have gotten off the list or onto the list? Do you think they did a good job? A lot of people. It's been generally slightly positive feedback I've seen. I see a lot of people like, oh, they overkilled this deck. They overkilled Klee and Shadal. Klee is so dead. Oh my gosh, I hate that deck. So, but everyone has that one deck they hate. People hate Shadal too. So maybe that's the way it is. But yeah, I thought it was all right. Let me know what you guys think. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I'll see you guys all next time.